Am I the butthole for telling my husband he is either married to me or his coworker? My 37F husband, 40 meters, has been working at his company for 10 years as a maintenance supervisor. About a year ago, they hired Tabitha to work in their accounting department. Since the day she first started working there, she has had an infatuation with my husband that is now becoming unprofessional and inappropriate. This started when the heat went out in her office. My husband's job as supervisor is to assign tasks to his employees. However, she is never satisfied with the work they do, even though he says that they do great work, so she demands he work on her office. She constantly calls him on his work phone for mundane things: carpet is loose in a corner, loose screw on her coat hook, and he goes and fixes them without issue. Last year when we went to the company Christmas party, pre-plague times, she was very flirty with him, constantly grabbed his hand. When he introduced us, she just grinned at me and said, "Look, there's Peter," and grabbed his hand and walked away. When we sat at the table, she damn near pushed me out of my seat to sit next to him, and my husband told her to get up, that it was my seat. She walked off in a huff, and when she saw me in the restroom, she shoved past me. I told my husband what happened and he said it was fine, that she was harmless. I told him that she was not fine, and that she clearly had feelings for him and she was acting like a jealous girlfriend. The past few weeks this has ramped up to an astonishing level of inappropriate. She recently moved into a new house and my husband and some of the other guys from work helped her move and put things together. He gave her his personal cell phone number, and she has been calling and texting nonstop about things she needs help with. Multiple times a day at all hours of the day and night she will call and text him for help. Last night at 2 a.m. she called about her heat not working right. My husband said he would go over and look at it after work. I broke down. I told him he was not going, that she could call a technician like everyone else, and that he is not her personal maintenance man. I told him very clearly that she has feelings for him and he is so dense he can't see it. I told him that while it is nice to help on occasion, she calls him all the time asking for help with things that she can do on her own, move boxes/furniture, or pay to have a repair person come and fix. I told him that once he gave out his personal phone number that he crossed a line, and I am not comfortable with it. He said that this will most likely be an easy fix and it won't take long, so I cried and told him that he can either to be married to me, or married to her, but I wasn't going to be the third wheel in my own marriage. He says he does not have feelings for her and that I am overreacting to him just wanting to help a friend. I feel otherwise. AITA? NTA. He might be blind to the crush, but, doubtful, but you're telling him how aggressively she's treating you. And he doesn't seem to care. Trust your gut here, Op. I don't think you're on the wrong track with what you're suspecting. He might be blind to the crush, but, doubtful, but you're telling him how aggressively she's treating you. And he doesn't seem to care. This. Let me translate your entire post, this woman's behavior and your husband's. Op, you're not the butthole and your husband is having an affair. Good luck. Came to say this. She is acting like a jealous girlfriend, because she is a jealous girlfriend. Came to say this is all eerily similar to the days before my dad left with his new coworker. Soon enough he'll not show up for a night or two, then he comes back with a big reveal. Oh, this opened old wounds. Me too. Solidarity. Me 3. Came here to say the same. Ouch. But true. Whoa, same here. My dad and his coworker. They got married a couple years later. Ironically enough, they divorced because she had a very public mental breakdown when we were at a carnival. She was accusing him of cheating on her with her brother's wife. Ah, memories. If they cheat with you, they'll cheat on you, he could well have been. Surprisingly, the brother and his wife are amazing people and I am still inspired by their relationship today. I do suspect my dad is cheating on his current, third, wife with his coworker though. We all have our patterns, I guess. Laughing out loud. You dad sounds a little bit gross, not a good look. He is. I really hope this woman's husband is just dumb and not a manipulative creep. I also like when a man marries his mistress, it creates a job opening. Exactly. Tabitha is aggressively rude to original post because she's upset that the husband is still married, but she wants to claim him. I'm curious if original post has actually seen any of the text exchanges between them, or has he started hiding his phone away from her yet? And even if he isn't cheating, which I doubt, this sheds light into even more problems between these two. How can he be so dense about Tabitha's obvious feelings? Unless he likes having his ego stroked this much. He also doesn't care that his wife is upset. This whole situation is effed up. Making the enormous assumption that he is not having an affair, you are wrong that he doesn't care about his wife's feelings. He cares very much. That he can hurt them so meaningfully, and in his dumb man brain manipulate and control them with such effortless mastery. His wife's jealousy and emotional pain are just as important, if not more important, to his ego stroking as the coworker's blatant attraction to, and neediness for, him. All of the emotional energy and attention of two women are entirely focused on and centered on his every word and deed towards them. Or, he is far too dumb to be trusted by any company with their maintenance work and is the greatest financial liability the company has ever had. Ops should report all of this behavior to his company. That one employee is making personal call-outs that husband is honoring. Name them. Emo, original post is best to just leave. This is not density on husband's part. While it may not be an affair, leaning towards, it is, because I've been through almost this exact situation, it is at least serious emotional neglect. Now, whether they divorce or seek counseling isn't what I'm casting an opinion on. Just that if she wants him to take her seriously, best option is to pack a bag and go. No ultimatums. No tantrums. I feel trapped in this situation, my emotions are suffering. I've requested we be a team in this matter and I feel abandoned. I need to take care of myself for at least a few days, however long. We can talk about this tomorrow. Do not accept begging, do not accept pleading. Stand firm. Have your own back. This original post is the best advice. Ultimatums in situations like yours can lead to more arguing and gaslighting. He's been negating your feelings in favor of his coworker for nearly a year now. He puts her needs above his relationship with you. It's time to step away so you can get a clear mind to make the big decision on whether you want to continue living this way. Not the butthole, but your husband sure is. Yeah, I thought that as soon as I read, he gave her his private number. Nope. I'm HR. I don't speak to family members of employees about anything unless the employee themselves authorizes it or is incapacitated. I sure as hell don't want my office to become the Maury Povich show. I'm not a marriage counselor or a family law judge. Are they both doing their jobs? Yup, move on. It becomes a serious HR problem if the affair interferes with other people's work and becomes too blatant and affecting morale and productiveness. It's why many companies have policies against these types of relationships between employees, especially if one or both are married. It negatively affects everyone. Now you are looking at stress, sick time, medical leaves, office gossip, etc., because the office affair just gets to be too much and too blatant. HR can shove their heads in the sand and pretend nothing is going on, or they can do their damn jobs and nip it in the bud by doing something about it. Just wait until those two start sneaking off on company time for a half-hour romp in the storeroom, the maintenance room, whatever private nook they can find, and get it on if they aren't already. Just not a good look for the company. I don't see how this is an issue for original post to raise with husband's company at all. As an employer, I'd want to know if my supervisor is making little calls here and there to his in-office girlfriend of whom the employer also pays. Are these little call-outs on company time? May not be ops issue, but who else is going to raise it? I believe it needs to be. Yeah, there is zero evidence that this is causing a loss to the company. Even if it is, it's not ops' place to call his boss and say, what exactly? That he's fixing the carpet too often? I'd be pissed my employee's wife thought calling me was appropriate. NTA, your husband is either incredibly dense or he's cheating on you and lying. IDK. I haven't ruled out him being all three. All three? There were only two options. Dense, cheating, lying. The cheating and lying go together, but I guess technically they're different acts. Incredibly dense. Cheating and lying. 3. Yeah, honestly this just sounds fishy. He cannot be that stupid. NTA. NTA. Either your husband is extremely dense, Or he is fully aware and is gaslighting you. Whichever it isn't on. It's hard to convince someone to stop flirty behavior when they haven't technically done anything wrong yet. Why put a stop to something that stokes our ego and is fun and new when nothing bad happened? So they keep it up and keep pushing until they do F up. Because that's where this road leads, it don't lead anywhere else. And then it's, oh, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, yada yada yada. It takes maturity to put a stop to a behavior because of an outcome that hasn't occurred yet, so yeah, he's definitely gaslighting her. It's hard to convince someone to stop flirty behavior when they haven't technically done anything wrong yet. Not if you have integrity, which this guy seems to be lacking. She was very flirty with him, constantly grabbed his hand. When he introduced us, she just grinned at me and said, "Look, there's Peter," and grabbed his hand and walked away. Right there. That's inappropriate, and he would say so immediately if he cared. Web link. That part made my heart break for original post and confirmed for me they are banging. I want to see how this plays out before I make any real judgment, but original post is definitely not the butthole my heart wants to say. God, I hope he isn't cheating and he is just effing stupid, but 2 a.m. and he is still oblivious. The hope is fleeting at this point. This was my thought too. She strokes his ego and he likes it. He's going to fix what exactly? Who goes and fixes their co-workers' stuff all the time? No one. Maybe once in a while, and if their spouse is concerned, take her with you, am I right? Offer to go next time. If she offers to go with him, he'll say he cancelled and begin being more secretive about it. This entire situation reminds me of my ex. He ruined me mentally after 3.5 years together and I lost so much confidence. It's taken me 4 years later to finally realize my own worth. Original post, please don't let someone destroy you by gaslighting your very valid feelings. Preach. My ex, I'm pretty sure, was cheating on me for years. Every time I told him I was suspicious, he would explain it away. Think he was even sleeping with one of my roommates, considering a text I saw in my roommate's phone, happened to glace over while reading it. There were websites in our computer search history that was suspicious, girls he talked about a little too much. He set his phone to delete all messages at midnight every night, never let me use his phone for anything, and begged for 3 ways a lot. I've never been the girl to go through a partner's messages, but sometimes I wish I did. Because this crap happened to me twice with 2 different guys. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. But it's messed me up when it comes to feeling secure and confident in relationships. Edit to add, yes, I was in super denial with both guys. I wanted to believe in the best of them. And that I was overreacting. Please original post, your gut is right or very close to. I'm so sorry you're going through this. You're not doing anything wrong except not learning a lesson about picking up the wrong guys. Is hardly ever about the so, is usually a character flaw that people have. Please don't blame yourself, just make sure you never allow anyone to treat you less than you deserve. NTA, the fact that he went over to her house and gave her his hash after she was rude to you and acting inappropriate says a lot. It was clearly something you were uncomfortable with and it crossed a line. I think it's appropriate to put your foot down. She did put her foot down. He called her crazy and still plans to go over there. In other words, he sees nothing wrong with what he is doing and will continue. He is being hella dismissive to her feelings. I think in the very least. At the most innocent. He really likes how much the co-worker is crushing on him. He's getting a big ego boost from how aggressive she's acting and by how upset his wife is. He feels like he had 2 chicks competing for him. He's loving life. I know, that's the part that really gets me. If I was in his position, and it got to the point where my spouse was visibly upset and said you're either married to me or them, I'd start wondering if I've been mistaken. Because to dismiss her that much means he doesn't really respect his wife's opinion. Even if he still thinks there's nothing of it, you'd think at least the decent thing to do is to consider your spouse's concerns and talk to them and really hear them out. How hard is that to do if you really love someone? NTA, flip the roles on him and ask him how he would feel if you had a male coworker who always flirted with you, who shoulder checked him when they were alone in a bathroom, and went out of his way to talk to you all the time. Ask him how he would feel if then, after that guy clearly having feelings for you, you gave him your personal number and he started abusing that, texting and calling you all the time, asking you to come by and cook for him, and help him do all sorts of things around the house that you typically only expect a wife to do. Ask him how he would feel if he confronted you about a man like this, and instead of respecting his feelings you told him he's overreacting and that guy is harmless. I'm just trying to help a friend, when your husband clearly knows the man has feelings for you and keeps crossing boundaries that make your husband uncomfortable. If you still can't see how this situation is wrong, your husband is a huge butthole and he might either already be cheating on you or he enjoys the attention he gets from his work wife and values that attention more than he cares about you and your feelings. In that case, he can GTFO and go be her husband like you said. He's definitely not acting like a friend, he is acting like her boyfriend or husband, and I would not be putting up with this crap either if I were you. Flipping the roles, Jesus. Imagine your girlfriend/wife receiving a text at 2 a.m. from a coworker to come over and cook, your reason to compare, for him. No way, I'm thinking there's any effing cooking going on. My girlfriend is an amazing cook, but she's not about going to be receiving messages at odd hours of the night from another man to make him some dinner. It would be a deal breaker for me, I think. Just picturing it in the mind, her receiving messages all the time from said male coworker, then at night, him acting jealous at a work-related event, trying to take my chair. Yeah, that's crap I wouldn't let slide. The wife is doing an admirable job even ignoring her and not calling her out on her behavior. And then if she said, but it's only going to be some fried rice, it'll be like 20 minutes, I'll be back really quick babe. After I have a meltdown about it like original post did. I tell her to stay the night there too and talk to a lawyer the next morning. Just absolutely strange behavior. This is going to be mean, and I don't know if it applies to you or just in general, but how sexist does one have to be for one to need to reverse the roles to get this? Doesn't apply to me. I'm just breaking it down for those who might not understand. The situation is a lot worse than it seems, or he's just very dense. I don't think they'd be sexist though. Maybe just not able to relate or understand, perhaps. Absolutely try this. Sometimes that's what it takes for a male brain to comprehend something. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.